Hi guys, welcome to 365 days, 365 concepts. The concept that we're going to understand today is a pricing strategy. So what is this concept about? This concept talks about different pricing strategy for the product and service that a company is going to sell to their consumers. Sir, what are the different pricing strategies? Sir, first one is value-based pricing, where I, as a company, is going to charge the consumer for my product or service on the basis of the perceived value of my product or the value that they receive from my product. Luxury goods, again, a very, very classic example of this. Right. Sir, the next one is cost-based pricing, where I'm going to charge the consumer on the basis of whatever my cost is plus a certain margin. So let's say, for example, 100 rupees is the cost of the product that I manufacture, and I want 10% margin over it. So my selling price will be simply 110. And that is your cost-based pricing. Sir, next one is price discrimination, where the price is not the same of my products. Sir, what do you mean by this? Sir, let's say, for example, I adopt a tiered pricing method where I will give or I will have different selling price of my product for different quantities a consumer purchases. So if the consumer purchases, let's say 1,000 or less units from me for my product, I will charge rupees 1,000 per unit to him. Sir, if it purchases more than 1,000 from me, sir, I will charge rupees 950 per unit. That means I have given him discount for more quantity that he has bought from me. Obviously, sir, if I is buying more quantity, he is giving me more business. And if I'm getting more business, I am willing to extend more discount to him. Sir, if a consumer buys more than 5,000, that means I will, let's say, for example, charge rupees 900 per unit from him for the product that I sell him. That means there is a price discrimination here, sir. That means for the same product, I have charged different prices depending upon what, sir? Depending upon the quantity that a consumer buys, and that is what is called as tiered pricing. Sir, what is dynamic pricing, sir? Dynamic pricing means the price of that particular product keeps on changing. Sir, okay, keeps on changing. How is that? Okay, we don't get it. Let's say, for example, we take a product on Amazon. You will see a lot of times that product will be priced differently at different points of time on day. Let's say, for example, in the morning, a lot of people generally check Amazon because they, before going office, they, try and buy something. So let's say, for example, during that time, generally, probably, the price of the product will be a lot more. Or if I give you another example, let's say, for example, you as a person, you have checked out a particular product once or twice, more than twice. So, on Amazon. So Amazon's algorithm understand that probably you want this product. Okay, so then it will probably make it more expensive. And your friend at the same time, if you use the same product on Amazon, the price would be different. That means there's a dynamic pricing here. Right. A recent example happened as well in case of I think Swiggy or some what do you call online grocery delivery app where the price was different for iOS and the price was different from Android for Android. And that is what dynamic pricing. Another example I can give you is the flights. Morning flights are generally cheap and evening flights are generally expensive. Or, the time of the day you check the flight prices at, generally you will find that, they vary. So in the night, probably later in the night, it's much, much, much cheaper. And that's what dynamic pricing is. That the prices are not constant. Sir, next one is auction pricing, sir. Auction pricing is basically an example can be eBay, where the consumer will auction whatever he wants to pay for that particular product. Once you list that product, of course, you will give a range, but generally, consumer will try and negotiate and will tell you this is what I want to buy it at. Auction pricing. That is what the strategy is. So the next strategy is what is the pricing for pricing strategies for multiple products. So the first one is bundling, sir, where I bundle multiple goods that complement each other and I sell them together. Let's say, for example, men's grooming kit, where I have given men's face wash, where I have given sunscreen, when I have given, face mask, all of those things together. That means all the products that are skincare products that complement each other, I have bundled them together and I charge a price for that entire bundle together, for that entire, grooming kit together. And that is what is called as bundling. And this is usually done for products that complement each other. All the products for skincare, face mask, sunscreen, face wash, all of them. So the next one is razor and blade approach, sir. What is razor and blade approach, sir? Razor and blade approach is a very interesting pricing strategy whereby I sell the main product for cheap and the product that is going to be repeatedly used along with it is sold at a little expensive price. That means, sir, okay, can you give an example? We'll take an example of printer and the inkjet. Sir, for I as a consumer usually will buy the printer only once. But the ink that is going to go in that printer, I will have to buy that again and again as it finishes. So, sir, inkjet, no, I mean, I should use the word cartridge, but I hope you guys understand. I'm talking about the ink basically. So, sir, whenever the consumer has to, whenever the cartridge, the ink of that printer is over, it will have to go and buy another one. That means, sir, the cartridge is going to be repeated purchase, but printer is only a one-time purchase. So the company thinks that I will not make profits on printer. I will sell printer for cheap, but I will make profits on cartridge. This is called as razor and a blade approach, where the blade of that particular, what do you call, where the razor, sorry, the razor of that particular product, which is printer, is sold at a cheap price, and blade is generally sold at a, which is cartridge, is sold at an expensive price. And literally, Gillette has done this, whereby they sold whatever the, what do you call, razor was for a cheaper price, and then the blade, which was, repeatedly sold, which was going to be repeatedly sold, was sold at an expensive price where they could make profit. And the next one is optional products, sir, where I give add-ons which are with higher margin. So you would see a lot of times when you go and buy a car, okay, car is for a certain, base model is for a certain price, but if you want an upgrade, you want a music system, probably you want, XYZ speakers, probably you want some other add-on, probably you want ventilated seats, probably you want some other thing. These add-ons will always be expensive, and, the car dealers will try and earn more margin on them. That'll be much expensive, and that's where they will make the most amount of profits. So this is what optional products pricing is, whereby the base product is there, but the product that is going to add on to that products, they are generally sold for a higher margin. And that's where dealer makes the most amount of money. So, your music system, ventilated seats, XYZ, all of those things, right? The next option is, the next pricing strategy is penetration pricing. So whatever we have done so far was for multiple products, right? Now we'll understand penetration pricing. Sir, what is penetration pricing, sir? Just in order to enter the market, I charge a very, very low price. Eventually, when I've established myself in the market, I try to increase my prices. A very classic example is Geo. What Geo did? Initially, when it came in the market, telecommunication market, it gave everything literally for free. And that is what is penetration pricing, because they just wanted to enter the market. Slowly, 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 it started to increase its price as they wanted to capture more and more market. And that is what penetration pricing is, right? Where you offer everything at a loss, eventually you try to grow your market share. And then once you have market share, you try and establish yourself, once you have established yourself, you increase the prices. Right. The next one is freemium pricing, sir. What is freemium pricing? Sir, the basic version of a particular product is at no cost. But if you want to upgrade, it will be, for a particular fee. Right. So let's say, for example, I'm talking about, some software. So, the basic functionality of a software can be accessed for free. But if you want to upgrade, you have to, buy a premium where, you will be able to use multiple features, right? So that is what it is. Let's say, for example, I talk about Spotify. So you can listen to songs on Spotify for free with advertisements. But if you do not want advertisement, you want to, unlock that potential then of that product, then you'll have to pay a particular, premium price. And that's what freemium pricing is, where basic is free and the excess is what do you call, is charged for. Extra features are charged for. And the last one is hidden revenue strategy, whereby the company that is providing you the product is not actually charging anything from you, but is actually earning some revenue from other source. We'll take an example of YouTube. And of course, I know that YouTube has a premium where you can pay for no advertisements. But what is the main revenue for YouTube, sir? The main revenue for YouTube is the advertisements that it shows to you whenever you are watching their videos. And that is what hidden revenue strategy is, where YouTube is not charging anything from you directly, but it is earning money through you by showing you the advertisements and charging the people who are displaying the advertisements. Of course, YouTube has a premium version where you can pay and enjoy YouTube for, I mean, with no advertisements. But I hope you guys understand that still a lot of people don't own it and they are watching YouTube with advertisements, and ultimately they are, not paying anything, but they are being displayed the advertisements, which is the revenue of YouTube, which it is earning from the companies whose advertisement is being displayed. So these are your pricing strategies. I hope you guys understood everything. If there are any questions, feel free to ask in the comment sections. And please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys another day with another concept. Thank you so much. Bye bye.